What if you could use AI to finally see what's happening beneath the waves? Not just to explore, but to solve one of the biggest challenges we face as a species. Well, today we're diving into Tidal, a project that was born inside Alphabet's legendary moonshot factory, with a mission to protect our oceans and help feed the world. But before we get to the incredible solution, we really have to wrap our heads around the scale of the problem. Because as vast and as powerful as our oceans are, they're also unbelievably fragile right now. I mean, think about it. The ocean covers over 70% of our planet. But it's so much more than just water. It's our life support system. It regulates our climate, it's a huge carbon sink, and it generates the oxygen for, get this, every second breath you take. And it's a system we are pushing to its absolute breaking point. Nearly 90% of the world's wild fishing stocks are either fully tapped out or just gone. We simply cannot keep taking from the ocean like this. This isn't just some abstract environmental problem either. This is a very real, looming food crisis. Seafood is the main source of protein for more than 3 billion people today. And that number is only going up. So that leaves us with this massive, critical question. With our global population rocketing towards 10 billion people, how on earth do we produce enough food from the ocean without wrecking it for good? Answering a question that big requires a completely different way of thinking, a radical new approach. And that is where our story really kicks off, inside Alphabet's moonshot factory, known to most people simply as X. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, X isn't about making things a little bit better. Its whole purpose is to find these insane breakthrough technologies to solve huge global-scale problems. We're talking self-driving cars, internet from balloons. The goal is always a 10x impact, not a 10% improvement. So the core insight the team behind Tidal had was actually pretty simple, but it was profound. They realized that fish farmers, the very people we're counting on to scale up sustainable aquaculture, were basically working blind. They had no idea what was really going on in their underwater farms. This led to wasted feed, which is a huge cost and a big source of pollution, and it made it almost impossible to catch diseases early. The moonshot idea was, what if we could create a window into that underwater world using AI? Building that window wasn't easy. It required a totally new kind of eye, one that could combine super tough hardware with incredibly smart software to see what no human ever could. The way the Tidal system works is beautifully simple, really. First, they drop this rugged 360-degree camera and sensor system right into the fish pens. Second, the AI gets to work analyzing literally everything it sees. And third, it delivers crystal clear, actionable insights straight to the farmers, helping them make smarter, faster decisions. And this AI is doing so much more than just taking pictures. It's tracking the individual weight and growth of thousands of fish. It's monitoring for nasty pests like sea lice, and it's constantly logging environmental data like water temperature and oxygen levels. It can even interpret fish behavior, like knowing exactly when they're hungry, to automate feeding and drastically cut down on waste. Of course, an idea this ambitious can't just stay in a lab. To prove it could actually work, the team had to take it from the whiteboard and throw it into some of the most extreme marine environments you can find on this planet. The whole journey started back in 2017. And you have to love this little detail. Their very first computer vision models were trained on rubber fish in a kiddie pool. It sounds funny, I know, but it's the perfect example of that fail fast, learn fast mentality at X. From there, they teamed up with Moiwi, the world's biggest salmon producer, and took their prototypes to the Arctic Circle, testing them in the freezing waters of the North Sea. All that hard work paid off when Tidal finally graduated to become its own company in 2024. And hey, the results really do speak for themselves. This quote from Moi's chief operating officer isn't just a pat on the back. It's a massive validation from a global industry leader that this moonshot idea has turned into a powerful, real-world tool. So how did this system get so incredibly smart? Well, through a staggering amount of observation. To train its machine learning models, the team gathered over 28 billion, that's billion with a B, data points by watching 46 million fish. That is the kind of massive scale you need to build an AI that can truly understand the complexities of an underwater farm. So, after proving itself at X, Tidal's next chapter is just getting started, and believe me, the vision is getting even bigger. This graduation is a huge milestone. Leaving X means the technology is mature, it's commercially viable, and it's ready for the big leagues. With outside funding, Tidal can now focus on scaling its platform all over the world and hitting the accelerator on its mission.
And the vision now goes way beyond just salmon farming. The plan is to adapt this tech for all sorts of other species, sure, but also for completely different ocean industries. Just imagine using this platform to make shipping more efficient, that's blue transportation, or to monitor offshore wind farms, that's blue energy. The ultimate goal here is to create a whole new set of tools that can help us understand, manage, and decarbonize our entire ocean economy.
Tidal's journey is just incredible. It shows that even our planet's biggest, most daunting challenges can be met with that moonshot spirit. It all started with a simple question about fish, and it's grown into this powerful platform for understanding our oceans. And it leaves us with an even bigger question to think about. If we can use AI to finally see and protect what's beneath the waves, what other critical ecosystems could we save next?